All right, hello. I'm so excited that we're soon going to start working on this podcast. We're going to start recording it. And before we have our first interview, of course, it's really important that we get the right technical setup. And as I mentioned, it sounds a bit techy, but it's not that hard. But I thought it would be easiest if I just send you a video on how to do that. So have a look at the video, and if you still have questions, drop me a line. So first of all, the first thing we need to think about is the location of where we're recording. The nightmare for an audio recording is to have reverb or echo. So in this room right here, there is an echo. That's going to mess up our recording. The microphone we're using is going to help us with removing some echo, but still, you want to make sure that you have the best possible conditions for your interview. That's why we're going to go to this other place. And it could be as easy as just going into another room where you don't hear an echo, you don't hear this cold sound. We need walls that are absorbing our sound to allow for this soft tone of our voice. Awesome. So now we're going to get into gear and equipment. So here we have our gear desk. This is all the stuff that we've ordered into your office. It's going to arrive in a couple of days. We're going to have 2 microphones. You're going to have 2 versions of this long one, but I don't have 2 versions of that long one, so I'm going to show this example with another microphone. We need headphones that go over ear. We need a SD card, we need AA batteries, we need these beauties, 2 XLR cables, and the center of the party, our recorder. So let me unpack this for you. It feels almost like this unpacking video. The geeky unpacking. Let's start with the queen of our ensemble, our recorder. She needs to get fed with the SD card. So I'm going to insert her here. Often there is, and you guys know this because you're doing photo, but this little thing here might go into lock position and then the recorder cannot access the card. So make sure that this one is not in the lock thing. Then I insert that. Back here, I'm also adding batteries, which I already have in. And this beauty is eating batteries. Like, make sure to have a second pair handy and charge up with fresh battery for each recording. Rechargeable batteries could be an option. Right, so why isn't this working? Okay, good. So that's a recorder. I'm gonna put her here in the meantime. Let's unpack now the microphones. We're going to take them out. And as I mentioned, these things need to be plugged in to the recorder, which is going to grab all our audio. And nice tech pros, they're having a beautiful system on how to fold these cables. Obviously, that's not me. Ooh. So I'm going to jack that into the microphone like this. It's going to make a clicking sound. And the other edge, I'm going to insert into my recorder like that. Same goes for my other microphone. I take my XLR cable, insert that in here. And as you might have guessed, there's another hole for that here. So I'm inserting this here. Great. So now these 2 are talking to each other. In order to hear our sound, we of course need to have a pair of headphones to just make sure that everything sounds okay. I suggest that you, Jennifer, wear the headphones, and they should be over-ear headphones so you can properly hear. So you can hear that during the interview. So you can hear if something is going on or going wrong, so you can stop. Like that, for example. This you plug into the headphones jack And all of a sudden, I'm actually hearing what's being recorded with these two beauties. Hello, 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 hello. This one is not on. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. There we go.
What did you do now?
Right. So in order to hear in these headphones the sound coming out of the microphones, I need to turn on my microphone 1 and my microphone 2. Now I can hear both of them in my ears. So I hear this one, and I can also hear this one.
And what is the L and R?
I don't know actually.
It's the microphone in here.
Ah, that's up there. I never use that. So you see? Next step for us to do is to make sure that our microphones are on the mic stands. And unfortunately, I don't have mic stands to show you now, but it would be important that you grab this other part from your Audio-Technica pack and you're clicking on the mic like that and screwing it onto the mic stand.
Why is it important?
Because the microphone is such a sensitive tool. If you're gonna like stand and hang out on it, that's gonna be a part of the recording. So this needs to be a free zone. Even a movement of the cable will be heard inside of the microphone. So we need to have free range. When this is set up on the stand, the cables need to fall freely and nobody should sit and like kick with feet or stuff on this cable. It should just be relaxed. In terms of the microphone placement next to my mouth, it's actually really great if it comes a little bit from the side. Because if it's right here, you can test this by yourself. You will hear the difference. And I usually place it a bit to the side because then it's not grabbing all my weird additional sounds that's coming out of my mouth. But it should be uptight and cozy, like really this kind of distance. So the idea is that the person is sitting comfortably in the chair, and then you're going to set up the mic stand so that we have a nice angle to the mouth, and you will hear then the person talking in the microphone. Of course, we don't want the guest to like be starting to talk like this or like that, because this is such a directional and beautiful microphone that's just going to capture your voice, what's going on here. So even a turn like this, you can test that by yourself too. You will hear that it's not picking up as well. So that's something to think about. Like you want your guests to be able to be comfortable, but still focus, stay here, kind of. When this is set up, we need to test the level of the recording because we don't want to record on a too high level where the sound is breaking and stuff like that. That's why we'll go back once the guest is sat down. You will ask the guest to say, one classical question is, what did you have for breakfast today? Or tell me about your pet, or where are you from? Or tell me your full name and what you do for a living. We want the person to talk so that we can test their level, the level of the recording. And the level of the recording is adjusted. And here, I mean, now I'm hearing both microphones, right? But now I want precision in what I'm doing. So I'm gonna just go for the first microphone. Let's say this is Jennifer, right? So we're having Jennifer testing, hi, hello, testing, testing, I'm Jennifer. And while we're testing that, we're adjusting the level on this wheel here. And for example, you see if this is happening, we're recording way, way, way too.
1 second. Can you hold it? Yeah, do it again.
If this is happening, that it's touching there and this is beeping, the level is way too high and the quality is not good. So we want to stay in between -12 and -6. And that's just like an eye precision thing. You check when they're talking and you see that this bar is not coming over -6.
What happens if you record it into the red zone? Can you repair that
You can
sound?
never repair that file. It's going to be gone forever. So important. And rather on the lower side, like it's even better that you record on a little lower side on -12 than over -6, right? So that's Jennifer's side. Let's also adjust the second mic. Then we need to press 2.
Wait, show again.
2.
No, it was no. Okay.
So we had at number 1 here.
Yeah.
I'm going to light number 2 to get all my ear focused on number 2. And I'm going to test with this one. You see now we're way too loud. We're up here around 0. No, no, no. We don't want that. So then on wheel number 2, we're going to adjust the level down to be between -12 and -6. And here you see that's a quite nice level going on there. So once we have that set, we're all good. This wheel is set for microphone number 1, and this wheel is set for microphone number 2. I think that means that we're ready to rumble. So we're going to highlight both microphones, meaning we're going to record 2 tracks directly, and then we're ready to fire. Guess what button we're going to press in order to start the interview? Yes. Card was protected. Okay, so the lock was on my card, but you're pressing this button right there. So when this happens, oh, card protected. That means that that little thing that I showed you on the SD card has slipped down into lock position. Happens way too often. So I'm going to show you how we unlock it right now. You have to turn it off first. Open my SD. There you see, it slipped into lock position. I'm unlocking it by moving it forward, inserting it again, turning it on. It's starting up. That looks better. So, where were we? We have our 2 microphones leveled and well, and everything is fine. Everyone's ready. People have a glass of water next to them. We're relaxed. Shit. We're ready to rumble. So, and we're not touching any cables, are we? This recording is laying in a comfortable position in between the 2 people. Jennifer is probably wearing the headphones, and we're ready to press record. And when this red light is there, that means that you're recording. You can also see up here that the time is running. So that means that you're recording. So Jennifer, for example, when you're having an interview, could be always good to glance on the recorder to make sure that this red button down here is always on. It also could be good in the middle of the interview to make a stop. So you press the recording again. That file is saved. Oh, and then you're resuming the recording for your next question, just for security, to have 2 files, basically. I don't really know why we're doing that, but I usually do that. Oh well, and then here on the side as well, you see you have another volume bottom, and that's for the volume of your headphones, okay? So it's not the levels of recording in the microphone, but some people prefer to have it really, really high level in your ears, like, whoa, I'm hearing it very high, or if it's distracting, you can move volume in your ears down. That does not affect the level on which the microphones are recording to. That level here is gonna help us later in the editing and everything. That's the most important, basically. Good, I think that was actually, I'm going to stop record. I think that was our round 1 of equipment setup. I wish you a big good luck. I would propose that you set up the stuff, do a couple of test recordings with it, send that over to me, and I think we're ready to rumble. And any question, you just let me know. Ciao. One last thing on the topic of headphones. I would really want you guys to use over-ear headphones if you have Bose or whatever that is, because otherwise you cannot, I love to use this when I'm in the street, but I cannot properly connect them, first of all, but even it will not give you the same quality, and you will not hear the sound in the same way. You might have noticed right now that in the room I'm in, they're starting this bzzz in the background. If that's happening when you're recording, if somebody's like having a birthday party all of a sudden outside of the recording, please stop it and say, oh, we're gonna wait for a second until that passes. And maybe even you pause the recording, you go out and say, hi guys, we're recording, don't want to be a party pooper or whatever. But if there's something that's disturbing in the background, better pause quickly and resume the recording when we have our beautiful, cozy, silent space again.
For example, air conditioning.
Yes, and one big thing is in New York is air conditioning that can turn on, and that's destroyed many recordings for me. Another classic, I mean, here in Switzerland we have church bells that start. I don't think you have that in so many of those in New York, but you have your famous fire trucks as well. Maybe that's okay in the background, but we want to kind of avoid it. So I think the more you guys record, you're going to be more also attuned to disturbing sounds. Good luck!